This is their story. They are the Storykeepers.
Lovely apple.
Live chicken! Live chicken!
Bread! Freshly baked bread!
Ben, I'll take 4 loaves.
Over here, Ben. I'll take 5.
4 loaves and 5?
4 loaves and 5.
4 and 5, wrapped and tied.
Get ready, Ben!
'Cause here they fly.
Hail, Vesuvius! Loved a new toga. Meeting tonight at the Potter's Den. Here you are, Philo. Meeting tonight at the Potter's Den. Perfect for pastry filling. I'll give you 10 loaves for the box. By the way, Credo, meeting tonight at the Potter's Den.
Justin, look out! Hey, watch where you're going! Who taught you how to drive? Well, why don't you get out of the road?
Hey, that's our bread.
Wonderful!
Of course, those pastries would juggle even better.
Well, I think we should see this.
Hey, how do you do that? Easy. It's on the wrist. Here, let me show you. Cyrus, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Good. That's it, Anna.
Anna,
Ben and Helena sure seem nice. Yeah, they're great. Ben's the best baker in Rome. And you should hear him tell a story. Oh, my parents are great too. We have a family circus act. We traveled the whole world. Wow. Where do you live? Oh, see that big white villa? We live in an even bigger one right behind it.
Anna, time to go, sweetheart.
Hey, why don't you come to our meeting tonight and bring your parents? Ben's gonna tell some more stories about Jesus.
Anna, are you crazy? Inviting a stranger to hear our stories? He and his parents could be spies for Nero.
Zach, he's not a spy. He's a friend.
Friends of Jesus, I want to thank you all for risking so much to be here. You know, some things never change. 30 years ago, when Jesus was teaching in Galilee, the Romans were so suspicious of gatherings, people had to leave the city to hear him speak.
Ben, you go, my son. I'll mind the bakery.
One day, Jesus and his disciples had gone across... Shh.
You!
Is Anna here? Cyrus?
We can't let him in. He doesn't know the sign.
Oh, no? What do you call that?
He could be leading the whole Roman army right to our door.
Zach, he's just a boy, and he's as welcome as anyone.
Where are your parents? Couldn't they come? Oh, they really wanted to, but they have, a performance tonight for the, governor of Macedonia. Oh.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. You see, Jesus and his disciples had gone across the lake to be alone, but when they came ashore... There there was a great crowd waiting for him. There must have been 5,000 men there.
Lord, we should leave this place. We'll get no rest here.
But Jesus felt sorry for them, for they had no leader.
They're like sheep without a shepherd.
So he began to teach them. He told them God loves everyone, the good and the bad, the honest and the dishonest alike. He loves our enemies just as he loves our friends.
Surely God doesn't love the Romans.
What Jesus had said was very brave, because there were freedom fighters in the crowd who hated being ruled by the Romans.
Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who treat you badly. Do to others what you would have them do to you.
Lord, this is a lonely spot, and it's getting late. Send the crowds out to the farms and villages so they can buy the food for themselves.
You feed them.
How? It would cost a fortune to feed all these people.
How much food do you have? Go and see.
All we have are these 5 barley loaves and these 2 fish.
Make the people sit down on the grass in groups.
And they divided into groups of 50s and 100s. Then Jesus took the food and gave thanks.
Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hamotzi lechem min ha'aretz.
He broke the food into portions and gave it to his disciples to give to the people. And everyone had enough to eat.
Gather up all that is left. Let's not waste any.
And they filled up 12 baskets with what was left over.
Ben, what happened to the boy with the bread?
Well, he grew up and became a baker, just like his father.
Oh, but I think he's much handsomer than his father.
Open up in the name of Nero.
I told you that boy was trouble. Quick, you all know what to do.
Break it down! You there! Where are all the Christians hiding?
Christians, sir? In here? I'll eat this clay if you find anyone hiding here. Actually, with a little salt, it wouldn't be that bad.
Search this place!
Justin, Marcus, Anna, and Zach. That's everyone. Thank God we're all safe.
Cyrus!
It's brilliant! At the games tomorrow, the lions, dogs, and gladiators will come in from here.
Oh, yes, Caesar. It's brilliant.
Hold your tongue, I'm not finished. Then my champion, Giganticus, will storm in from there. Oh, yes. And finally, in my greatest stroke of genius, the Christians will come out from here and meet their doom. Where are my Christians? Snivelus! Call Nihilus at once!
Nihilus!
Hail, Caesar!
Nihilus! Where are my Christians?
They are being unloaded now, Divinity. We captured scores of them in last night's raids.
Excellent. It won't be long now, my friend.
Are you sure this is where they live?
Yes, Cyrus said just behind this villa. And he said one time...
And the neighbor said he lost his parents in the fire.
We're the only ones who can help him.
Anna's right. We've got to help him.
State your business.
Bread for the gladiators. And this for yourself.
On your way.
Zach, you make a map of these corridors while we look for Cyrus.
Cyrus?
Oh, who goes there?
It's Ben the baker with stale crumbs for the prisoners. Pity guards can't eat on duty.
Well, actually, it's just about time for my break.
Justin, take care of our friend while we feed the prisoners. Ben, Helena, shh. Thomas, what are you doing here?
We were all rounded up in last night's raids.
Back away, you scavengers. That's all the crumbs you get.
Don't worry, there's plenty of bread for all of you.
Anna! Cyrus, are you okay? Yeah, but tomorrow they're gonna throw us to Giganticus.
Shh, don't panic. We'll have you out before then. Just have courage.
Courage? Have you seen the size of him?
Size has nothing to do with courage, Cyrus.
Remember David and Goliath? And Zacchaeus?
Who?
Zacchaeus. He wasn't much bigger than you, but he had lots of courage. You see, the people where Jesus lived hated Zacchaeus because he collected taxes for the Romans. But what people most disliked was that Zacchaeus was a cheat.
2 for Caesar, 4 for me.
Now, Zacchaeus had heard a lot about Jesus and really wanted to see him.
They robbed and beat him, leaving him there, bleeding and alone. A priest was going down the same road, but he refused to stop and help. Then a Levite came by, on his way to the temple where he worked. Zacchaeus! Hurry and climb down, for today I must stay in your house.
Why he's going to the house of that traitor Zacchaeus?
Don't you know that man is a thief?
That's how he gets his money!
Lord, I will give half of all I own to the poor, and if I have cheated anyone, I'll pay him back 4 times as much.
Truly, God's forgiveness has come to this house today.
You see, it took a lot of courage for Zacchaeus to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
Stoutacus, party of one?
Perfect.
Hey, what are you doing in here?
Me? I'm, with the Volunteers for Arena Improvement.
All right, carry on.
I'd say getting Christians out of here is a definite improvement.
Now, get some rest. We'll be back for you all in the morning.
Anna, thanks. It's okay, Cyrus. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's perfect.
Good work, Marcus.
Thanks. Well, I supervised him.
Great. Once I open the cell, it's just 30 paces to the left, then down this corridor to the right, and we're home free.
Man, what if Giganticus gets us?
You take away his brute strength, killer instinct, and enormous size, and what do you have left?
Me?
Marcus, Giganticus may be powerful, but we have Jesus on our side.
Is Jesus stronger than Giganticus?
Of course he is. Giganticus may be able to hurt people, but he doesn't have the power to heal them. You know, there was once a man named Cyrus whose daughter was very sick.
My little daughter is dying. Please come and heal her so she will live.
Jesus asked Cyrus to lead the way.
Sir, your daughter has died.
Don't be afraid. Trust me. What is all this noise? This man's little girl isn't dead. She's just asleep.
But Jesus sent them away.
Talitha, come. Now give her something to eat.
And he told them to say nothing of these events to anyone. But it's hard to keep such a thing secret, isn't it?
All right now, off to sleep.
That's real pretty, but you'll be singing a different tune tomorrow when you face Giganticus.
If they like this, they're going to love what he does to the Christians.
Why do I always get stuck with babysitting the troll? I should be inside helping Ben and Zach.
Ben! Ah, Stouticus! The gladiators weren't very hungry today. I'm afraid I'm stuck with all these leftovers.
Enough warm-ups, Nicholas. Where are my weeping, frightened Christians? We need drama, we need tragedy, we need body count.
Bring out the Christians!
Hurry! The gate's opening!
Follow me.
Did I mention I love icing?
Bring on the Christians!
I think break time is over.
Ah! The prisoners are gone! The prisoners are gone!
Find them, search the arena!
Come on, the exit's just ahead.
I think we should go this way.
If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be in this mess. I say we go that way. You see? We're almost there. Maybe we should have gone your way.
Oh, no!
You wait here. I'll see what's happening.
Everyone, just keep calm. I have everything under control! Ah! All right, Tiny, let's see what you got. Whoa!
All right, step right up. The show's about to begin. I'll need a volunteer. You, sir. Of course, I could juggle the helmets and bounce the sword.
Thomas, this way!
Or I could juggle the sword and bounce the helmets.
to bits.
He's good. He's very good.
Why don't you get out of the road? Gladly.
Close the gate! For the love of Zeus, would somebody please kill somebody?
Marcus, another helping?
No, thank you. Or I'll be as fat as Stoutigus. Thanks for dinner, Helena. That was great. And thanks to all of you. You know, for rescuing me. It was nothing.
That's easy for you to say.
Well, I better be going. My parents will be wondering where I am.
Justin, Marcus, could you please help me with the dishes?
Cyrus, we know about your parents. You do? Why didn't you tell me the truth? I guess I was just ashamed of being an orphan. But I'm an orphan. So are Justin and Marcus. You are? Yeah. Ben and Helena took us all in after the fire.
And you'd be welcome to stay with us, too. At least until we find your parents.
You mean you'd want me to stay with you?
Of course.
Everybody, it's finished!
Come on. We have something to show you.
Well, Cyrus, what do you think?
It's for me?
Unless you want the lower bunk.
No thanks. This one's perfect.
Knead the dough, 'cause we all need the bread. Together we bake to keep Rome fed.
I wonder what could be keeping Sakai.
That kid's always running late.
I know, but with so many guards patrolling the streets.
Helena, you worry too much. Zach's just fine, I'm sure of it.
All right, you want me? Come and get me! I knew that wouldn't work. Hey! Gotta fly! Ah! I needed a bath anyway. Ben! The Romans have captured the Storykeeper in the Northern District!
I know. Here, try one of these rolls.
A roll? Ben, Christians from all over are coming to the Northern District tonight, and there's no one to tell a story. You've got to come.
I wish I could, Sakai, but there's a meeting here tonight.
Ben's going to tell a story about John the Baptist.
John the who?
John the Baptist. He was the cousin of Jesus, and he lived in the desert near the Jordan River. He ate honey and locusts to stay alive.
Honey-flavored insects? Yuck!
You see, John was a great prophet, and when he came out of the desert, he did not like what he saw. He began to tell the people to change their ways, not to steal and not to cheat.
If you have 2 coats, give one to someone who has none. If you have food, share that too.
People everywhere were talking about this strange man.
be baptized in the river as a sign that you want to change your ways. I baptize you with water, but the man who follows me will be greater than I am. I am not worthy to untie the straps of his sandals. He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and with fire."
And sure enough, not long after that, Jesus left his home in Nazareth to join the crowds at the riverbank. John was nervous. He knew he wasn't worthy to baptize Jesus. But Jesus smiled at him, and John knew it was all right. Then something wonderful happened.
You are my beloved Son. With you I am pleased.
After that, Jesus journeyed into the desert for 40 days and nights. But I'll tell you about that some other time.
Look, Ben, that was great. But what about the people in the Northern District? They aren't going to have a story tonight unless we do something.
Exactly. Justin?
What's that?
It's a story for the Christians in the Northern District.
And you're going to take it to them.
That's a great idea! Oh, there's still one problem. Getting to the Northern District. The streets are practically paved with guards.
There must be some way to get through.
We know a way.
Captain Justin to the rescue!
I want to be captain. Me too.
They'll be okay, won't they?
Of course. Why, when I was a kid, we did it all the time.
Stop with the splashing. I already had one bath today, and I'm not taking another.
Oh, yeah?
That's 3 fish, 7 rocks, 1 sandal. And approximately 356 pounds of assorted children. No, this won't do at all. Children and such floating about in the water duct. As aqueduct inspector, I'm afraid it's my duty to give you all a citation.
Yes, sir. Won't happen again, sir. Let's get out of here.
A bit old to be playing the aqueduct, aren't you, friend?
Who, me? Well,
We weren't playing. We're Junior Praetorian Water Scouts. And he's our troop leader.
I am? I am.
Mm-hmm. What's that you've got behind your back?
Bread. I'll take some of that.
No!
This bread is kind of stale.
So you're one of those Christians. I've never met one in person. Halt!
You'll never take me alive! Of course, if you want to take me alive, we could work it that way too.
Take him to the Imperial Palace. Caesar will want to interrogate him.
Of course he will. Just before he feeds him to the lions.
And I think they took him to the palace. Then Cyrus and Justin went after him.
Oh, this is terrible. We've got to cook up some way of getting Zakai out of the palace.
Cook up a way. That's it.
Huh?
Don't just stand there. We've got a lot of baking to do.
Helena, what does baking have to do with rescuing Zakai?
Remember the Emperor's sweet tooth?
Of course! Of course! Let's get baking, everyone!
But what are we baking?
A feast for a king, my dear. A feast for a king.
Live from Caesar's palace, it's Lucius, Domitius, Ahenobarbus, Nero!
And so I must sing this sad song of despair for the job of a poor Caesar. 'Tis more than most could bear.
Poor Zach. It sounds like they're torturing him.
Your Nero is great! Please stop, you're too kind. Guard, to the lions at once!
Hail, Caesar.
What have we here?
We found this Christian near the aqueduct, Caesar. He was carrying this.
A Christian? You know, I've never understood why you people insist on throwing away your lives for the sake of some dead Jewish carpenter.
He's not dead, and all over Rome, thousands like me wait for the day he will return, and Rome will fall.
You're in for a long wait. Centurion, what's on the scroll?
Some kind of story, Caesar, about this Jesus of theirs.
Well, that ought to be entertaining. Read us your little story, Christian. Who knows? Perhaps you'll convert us all.
You heard, Caesar. Read.
You don't want to hear the story. You just want to make fun of it. I'll not dishonor my lord for Caesar's entertainment.
I am your lord, Christian. Read the story, I command you.
I'd rather die.
As you wish. But first, I simply must know what you're dying for. Centurion, what does it say?
It starts with Jesus and his disciples at the Sea of Galilee, Caesar.
Well, go on. Read it. Read it.
That evening, Jesus said to his disciples, "Come, let's cross over to the other side." But before long, a furious storm came up. And terrible waves began to break over the bow of the disciples' boat, filling it with water.
Master, please wake up. Master, please. Don't you care if we drown?
Silence. Be quiet.
And upon his command, the wind died down until the sea was completely calm.
Why are you frightened? Do you still not trust me?
And they turned to one another and said, "What sort of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?"
Well, what are you all staring at? I've never heard such a ridiculous story in my entire life. It's completely absurd.
Yes, Caesar, absolutely absurd. No doubt about it. In fact, I'd have to say, on a scale from 1 to 10...
Shut up, Snivelus.
Shushing up, Caesar.
Destroy the scroll at once.
Yes, Caesar.
And as for this wretch, I want him thrown to the lions at the games tomorrow. He shall be an example to all of Rome of how we deal with Christians.
I sure hope Ben gets here soon.
Here for hours.
Oh, I hate the thought of Zacchaeus being held prisoner by that madman Nero.
Why is Nero mad at Zacchaeus, Ben?
Well, he's not that kind of mad, Marcus.
What kind of mad is he?
Well, he's like that man Jesus met at Gerasa.
Who?
Well, you see, one day, Jesus and his disciples sailed across the Sea of Galilee to a place called Gerasa, where there lived a wild man. He slept in a cave, and the local villagers were terrified of him. Shortly after Jesus and the disciples arrived, the wild man appeared before them.
What you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?
Come out of this man, evil spirit.
For God's sake, don't torment me.
What is your name?
I am Legion. We are as numerous as the Roman army.
And Legion begged Jesus not to send him away.
Send us among the pigs. Let us go into them.
When the villagers heard what had happened, they came to see for themselves. They were astonished to see the wild man now fully clothed and in his own right mind. They became frightened and begged Jesus to leave the area. As Jesus and the others were about to sail away, the man appeared. He begged Jesus to let him go with them.
Go home to your family and friends. Tell them what God has done for you.
I like the Legion story, Ben. Is that the end?
That's the end.
Look! We can cross!
Hold on, everybody!
We made it! We made it!
It's a little early for a victory celebration. Get your disguises ready, everyone. The tough part of our mission is just beginning.
As I sing my song, I make up the words as I go along. No one is as clever by far. My amazing talent will make me a star. Yes, that's it.
Wonderful, Caesar. Simply wonderful.
I'm not finished, Snivelus.
Wasn't he wonderful, citizens?
Are you deaf? I said I'm not finished.
Encore! Encore!
Snivelus! I am going to kill you!
Bravo! Bravo!
Why, Snivelus, what a lot of waxy build-up you have. You really should clean your ears more often.
Please, your divinity. Your voice is a symphonic sensation, a melodious melody.
Hail Caesar! I am Ben Pierre, the famous baker from Gaul, and this is my family. We have brought pastry for the Emperor.
Pastry, you say?
Oui, in honor of the 21st birthday of Caesar's uncle's third cousin on his mother's side, twice removed. We have prepared a selection of our finest culinary treats.
Third cousin on my mother's side?
Oui, and now, if your majesty pleases, I will describe for him the pastries. Over here, we have the fruit-filled pastries.
Cyrus, it's Ben.
Look at that outfit.
Hey, this thing's loose.
What do you want? I suppose you're here to torture me. Well, go ahead. I'm not afraid of you. What's this? Poison?
It's water. If I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't bother with poison.
I see your point.
And these are our famous cream-filled pastries.
Delicious.
And lastly, the creme de la creme. You mustn't eat this one. This pastry is special. It is my world-famous secret poison torture pastry. One bite and...
How delightful. Well, I simply must see a demonstration.
It is a pity you don't have any of those loathsome Christians around. They make especially good torture pastry victims.
You don't say. God, fetch me the Christian prisoner at once.
You know, you don't have to die. I've seen Nero pardon people like you before.
Yeah, right. If they deny Jesus.
You don't have to deny a thing. You just have to accept that Nero is also a god.
Then I guess I have to die.
Who is this Jesus that inspires such crazy loyalty in his followers? I would like to have met this man.
You still can.
But he's dead. How can I...
Shh! Caesar demands to see the prisoner at once.
Welcome back, Christian. I didn't want to send you to the lions on an empty stomach. My baker friend here has a pastry that's to die for.
Ben, what are you doing here?
Don't worry, everything's under control. Just follow my lead. And now, Christian wretch, eat this poison torture pastry so we can all watch you go into convulsions and collapse dead upon the floor.
No, I won't. Everything's getting dark. I'm so cold. Goodbye, cruel world.
Did you see his tortured expression? Did you hear his agonized gasps? Wasn't it wonderful? I'll take 6 dozen of those pastries for the next senator's ball.
Of course, Caesar. And now, for no extra charge, we will remove the body from your imperial sight.
Well, how refreshing to have someone take the rubbish out without being asked.
Caesar, bless you.
Thank you.
It's a trick! Stop them!
After the men!
Poison torture pastry indeed! Did you really think you could fool Caesar? Throw them to the lions at once!
We've got to help him. How? Help me topple the statue. Are you crazy? Come on, help me.
Let's get up!
Halt! Bravo! Bravus! Bravissimo! I only hope you perform as well in the lion pits.
Look out!
My statue! My beautiful statue!
Ben, over here!
Hurry, before I change my mind.
They're getting away! After them!
Ben, catch!
Let's get out of here!
Ben, let's go!
I should have thought you chaps would know better.
It's no use. Zakai was supposed to be here hours ago. We better go tell the others.
But what are we going to tell them? Those people risked their lives to be here tonight.
I know that. But what can we do? We don't have a story.
I guess you're right. Wait! Look!
There they are. Ben, get ready to hand off the scroll.
No problem. I've got it right here. Uh-oh. What would I do without you?
Ben!
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Don't mention it! Because of your faith and bravery, hundreds of people will hear a new story tonight.
What story will they hear, Ben?
Well, it's a story about the time Jesus and his disciples got caught in a terrible storm on the Sea of Galilee.
That evening, Jesus said to his disciples, "Come, let's cross over to the other side."
Why are we being so careful tonight?
Because tonight's meeting is especially dangerous, Cyrus. Ben's friend Ephraim will be there, and the Romans would love to catch him because he's told so many people the stories of Jesus.
I think it's safe now.
You there? We're searching for a man named Ephraim, a Christian. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
All right.
You call that an interrogation, Tacticus? I'll show you. Do you know a Christian named Ephraim?
No, I swear.
You not only know him, you are Ephraim, aren't you? Aren't you? I said you're Ephraim. You're Ephraim the Storykeeper.
Yes, anything you say.
That, my friend, is how it's done.
Why do they have to be so cruel, Justin?
They beat my father like that before they took him away.
Ben, my old friend. Ephraim, I'm so glad you made it. Everyone's been looking forward to hearing your stories. Friends of Jesus, please, welcome Ephraim, the master storyteller.
Ah, Ben is too kind. But he knows as well as anyone, I am nothing compared to the greatest storyteller of all. Why, one day I remember hearing Jesus in Galilee, and as he spoke, a man stepped forward.
What must I do to live in God's new way?
What do the scriptures say?
They say we must love God and our neighbors as ourselves.
Yes. Do this and you will live.
But who is my neighbor?
There was a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Some men set a trap on the road, and when the man came by, they robbed and beat him. Leaving him there, bleeding and alone. A priest was going down the same road, but he refused to stop and help. Then a Levite came by, on his way to the temple where he worked. Then, just as the man thought he would die, a Samaritan came by. The wounded man did not think a stranger from Samaria would help. But the foreigner took pity on him and stopped. After tending to the man's wounds, the Samaritan took him to an inn.
This man needs help.
Do you know this man?
No, but please just take care of him. If it costs more than this, I'll pay you on the way back.
The innkeeper was amazed. Samaritans and Jews don't usually speak to one another. Yet the priest and Levite had broken their own law by not helping the man.
Now, which of those men who passed by the wounded traveler was his neighbor?
The one who was kind to him.
Exactly. Now you go and do the same.
Now there was a master storyteller.
Ah, yes. Did you ever meet Jesus?
Who?
Jesus.
Oh, him. Yes, of course. Now, if you'll excuse me. I don't remember seeing you before.
Oh, I'm visiting. I'm visiting my uncle, yes, and there he is. Oh, Uncle!
And finally, this is Marcus and his brother Justin.
I'm pleased to meet you all.
Come. Helena has a feast waiting, and then I'll tell you about our plans. Believe me, we'll have you out of the city before Nero even knows you were here.
What do you mean he's here? Who's here?
The one responsible for spreading all that Jesus nonsense throughout all of Cappadocia.
Oh, him. Why, the unmitigated God! It's bad enough he spreads that poison out in the sticks, but to come here... Philomeus, thank you for bringing this to my attention.
You're welcome.
Tacticus, why isn't this Christian here now begging for his life?
Well, sir, we haven't found him yet, but I have my men on alert for any unusual activity.
If your men are alert at all, that will be unusual activity.
Do you mean Felonius is the one man who knows where this Christian is? That Felonius is the one true, loyal, everlasting friend of Rome?
Well, I didn't actually see where he went.
To the lions at once! Now, where were we?
The search for the Christian is a job for my Praetorian Guard, not these common foot soldiers. Let me do this my way, and I guarantee we'll have that Storykeeper silenced by nightfall.
The only thing you can guarantee, Nihilus, is brutality and destruction.
Brutality and destruction. Why, Tacticus, what an excellent idea. I want you and Nihilus to work together.
Sir!
Silence! Now close the city gates, and let no one travel the highways of the Empire without my official seal. I want that Christian dead, as well as anyone caught hiding him. You have your orders, now go!
Get down! Open up! You Christians can't escape forever!
Sometimes I don't understand. Even if they are different, these Christians don't seem so bad. Still, Caesar is my god, and I do as he commands. Guards, search the house.
You there! What are you doing?
I was just making deliveries.
Deliver this!
Hey! Watch where you're going, boy!
Ow! Get your hands off of me!
And you, get off the streets!
One day you're gonna pay for this! You're all gonna pay!
Tell us the story. Tell us the story. Yeah, a story about Jesus.
Ephraim will tell another story tonight. Right now, we have to discuss our plans to get him out of Rome.
Does he have to leave?
I'm afraid so, Anna. There are many people in Genoa who have never heard the stories of Christ, and I have to plant the seeds.
He's gonna plant seeds in Genoa? I thought he was a storykeeper, not a farmer.
Well, Cyrus, telling the stories of Jesus is like planting a seed in someone's heart.
Helena, tell him about the sower.
Ah, yes. One day, Jesus was teaching a crowd by the sea.
Listen to this. A farmer went to plant his crop. Now some seeds fell on the path, and the birds ate them. Some seeds fell on rocky ground. These shot up quickly because the soil was thin, but they were scorched by the sun. Some seeds fell among the thorn bushes, and the thorns grew up and choked them so that they never ripened. But some seeds fell into good soil and made 30 times more grain. Some up to 60, and others up to 100 times more grain.
And Jesus said, "He who has ears, let him hear."
Hear what? I don't get it.
Well, neither did his disciples. At least, not at first.
Master, why do you talk to people in stories? Why not say what you mean, like you do with us?
When I'm talking to you, I can talk about God's way plainly, about how God cares for everyone everywhere. But those who hear me as I'm passing through their villages don't know me as well. Like the scriptures say, I put things into stories. That way, those who want to hear me can, but those whose hearts are closed never do. Like the scriptures say, they look, but they don't really see what's there. They listen, but they don't understand.
Because if they did understand, they'd change their ways.
Ben! The soldiers are coming! We've got to hide Ephraim!
Justin, you and Anna take Ephraim to the catacombs and wait for me. I'll keep the guards busy.
Open up in the name of Caesar.
Hurry! I'm coming. Starticus!
Oh, Ben, I didn't realize this was your bakery.
Come in.
I'm afraid I'll have to. Nero's orders. We're searching the whole district.
Come on, Ephraim.
So, are you searching for anything in particular?
Well, actually, these look good.
By all means, help yourself.
Well, Storykeepers, hoping to find a Christian beneath that crust.
No, sorry, sir. I was just about...
Guards! What was that? Nero's baker, eh? If I find you've been hiding that Storykeeper, I'll bake you.
Are you sure you know where you're going?
I know these tunnels like the back of my hand. I had to live down here for a month after the fire.
At least the children are safe, and they didn't find Ephraim.
Psst, Ben.
What was that?
Ben.
The picture's talking.
Marcus, it's just Zakai.
Is it safe?
Yes, they're gone. Come in.
Ben, you won't believe it. We've gathered a whole cartload of food and clothing for Ephraim to take to our friends in Genoa.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I got these. Traveling papers for Ephraim.
Traveling papers?
Nero set up checkpoints on all the highways, but with these, once Ephraim's out of the city, he can travel anywhere in the Empire.
Excellent. Zach, tell everyone to bring their gifts for the Genoa Christians to Zedekai's cave. Here, we'll meet you there tonight.
But that's outside the city. How will you get Ephraim there?
Catacombs, my boy. They don't call us underground Christians for nothing.
But we've looked everywhere. I don't want excuses. I want that Christian. And if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. Now go! Oh, Tacticus, I think I've found our man. Come, I'll show you how to deal with these Christians.
Anna, slow down.
Oh, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yes, just give me a minute to catch my breath.
Listen. We're being followed. Run!
Come!
I wonder how deep this is.
I don't intend to find out.
They're getting closer.
Ben, it's me they want. You and the children go on. You have a better chance of making it without me.
No, Ephraim. Anna, here, take this. Hop on my back. The Lord will give me the strength of 2 men.
I thought you said the Lord would give you the strength of 2 men.
Well, they must have been very small men.
Justin, help me with this.
What are you doing?
If we pull out the support, we could bring the roof down behind us. I've seen it happen before.
Sure, that'll stop them.
I don't understand.
Tacticus!
Anna, Justin, are you all right?
We're fine.
You and Ephraim go on to the cave. We'll meet you there. I know another way.
Anna! Anna?
I don't hear the guards anymore.
Maybe they were buried alive. That's what they deserve. Uh-oh!
The tunnel is collapsing!
Oh!
Help yourself.
Are you okay?
Yeah. What's that?
It's him. He's one of the soldiers that...
Who's there? Nihilus? Is that you? Here, grab my whip.
What did we do?
Nothing.
We gotta help him. He'll die.
So, leave him there.
Justin, it's not right.
What they did to our parents wasn't right.
Nihilus, please help me.
The papers!
Oh, thank goodness. We were getting Where are the children?
There was a cave-in. We were separated. They're trying to come another way. Zach, take some men, see if you can find them.
Oh, Nihilus, I didn't think you'd come back. You saved me.
We had to. You could have died.
But you're Christians.
Uh-huh.
Anna!
I came in here to arrest you. Why would you risk your lives for me?
We were just doing what the Samaritan did.
What Samaritan?
The one in the story of Ephraim told us.
Ah, Ephraim, the storykeeper. He's the man I'm after.
Well, you shouldn't have any trouble now. Thanks to you, we just lost his traveling papers.
Take me to him.
First they burn our houses, now they have our children!
How much do we have to take from Nero's thugs?
Please, I'm sure Zach will find the children.
There are only 2 soldiers in there, and there are 50 of us. I say we go in there and get some revenge!
Friends, we mustn't be like other people. We must learn to forgive.
How long can this go on?
Yes, but how many times do we have to forgive them?
Disciple Peter asked the same thing. Yes. Come, listen. They were walking in the hillsides, and Peter said,
But Lord, when somebody treats me badly, how many times do I have to forgive him? Is 7 times enough?
No, not 7 times or 70, but 7 times 70. There once was a king who wanted to settle accounts with the men who worked for him. One man owed him thousands of silver coins, but didn't have any money to pay him.
Then everything you own will be sold to pay your debt, even your wife and children.
Give me time. I'll pay you back. I promise.
The king felt sorry for the man, crossed out his debt, and let him go. But on the way home, the man met another one of the king's officers who owed him a small amount.
Pay me what you owe me.
Give me time. I'll pay in full. I promise.
When the king found out what the man had done, he was furious.
You wicked man. I wiped out your debt when you begged for time to pay. You should have done the same for this man. Guards! Take him to prison until he repays all his debt.
We must forgive those who wrong us, just as God has forgiven us.
Are you Ephraim, the storykeeper?
I am Ephraim.
Are you the one who told these children the stories of Jesus? If the people who hear your stories become like these children, then all of Rome should hear about your Jesus. You'll be needing these traveling papers.
You're drawn to him, aren't you?
A fellow centurion left me to die, but these children saved my life because of Jesus.
Come, we'll talk.
No, it's not safe now. My men will be looking for me. You must go, all of you.
Then I leave you in the hands of my friend, Ben.
Look for me at my bakery.
May your God go with you, Ephraim.
He will, my brother. and also with you.
And as for you, I don't know how to thank you, but I will find a way.
You, Christian! Halt in the name of Caesar! After him!
I love climbing trees, but I never thought I'd be one.
You missed a spot, Hannah.
Cyrus, any sign of the courier?
Not yet, Zach.
Well, keep a sharp eye out. And fix your camouflage. I can still see you. Justin, why aren't you in position?
I'm going. Don't get your toga all in a bunch.
How am I supposed to work with a bunch of amateurs like this?
What's wrong with Sakai, Ben?
Well, Marcus, the courier we're waiting for is Zakai's uncle, Mordecai.
He was a great leader among the zealots, and Zakai wants to make a good impression.
Here he comes!
Positions, everybody!
Get him!
Hold on! He's not gonna make it!
I'll activate the emergency barricade.
Whoa! You Christians can't escape Roman justice forever!
Mordecai!
We're so glad to have you with us.
Oh, not as glad as I am, Helena. For a moment there, I didn't think I'd make it. Now, where's that nephew of mine?
Zach, what are you doing? Don't you want to see your Uncle Mordecai?
I can't believe I missed that shot. He's going to be so disappointed in me.
Everyone misses a shot now and then.
You don't understand, Ben. My father was one of the greatest leaders the Zealots ever had. He would never have missed.
There you are. Zakai!
Uncle Mordecai, watch this! I don't understand. This never happens.
Well, you hit the mark when it counted. You saved my neck back there.
I thought Ben hit the target.
You're the image of your father. God rest his soul. And I'll bet you're every bit the leader he was, too. Which reminds me, I have something for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. It's the shield of David.
Thank you, Uncle Mordecai. I promise I'll be worthy of it.
Mordecai, did you and Zach's dad really lead an uprising in Galilee?
Did you really defeat a Roman garrison?
Tell us about the freedom fighters in Judea.
Enough! Uncle Mordecai doesn't have time to sit around and entertain a bunch of children.
Of course I do. Zach, you remember what Jesus said about the way we should treat children?
What? What did he say?
Well, Marcus, one day, Jesus and his disciples were on the road to Jerusalem. It had been a long journey. The disciples had become irritable and were quarreling with each other.
What were you arguing about earlier?
As it turned out, they had been arguing about which one of them was the most important.
I have already told you that my kingdom belongs to people who are like this child.
The disciples knew how important children were to Jesus because of something that had happened on another occasion.
Let the boys and girls come to me. Don't stop them. Anyone who does not accept God's kingdom like a little boy or girl will not get inside.
So you see, Zacchaeus, Jesus holds children in very high regard.
As do I, Uncle. What good is a leader without followers? All right, everybody, break time is over. Attention! It's time to show Uncle Mordecai how efficiently we can set up for tonight's meeting. Let's move out! Justin, break out the torches. Anna, Cyrus, get the benches from the storage room. Marcus, assemble more camouflage for the lookouts. Move it!
You know, Mordecai, I think he may have missed the point of your story.
Hurry up with those benches!
I think you're right.
Now let's see. Where should I build my lovely new pantheon? Try over there, Snivellus.
Hail, Caesar!
Ah, Nihilus. I understand you lost another Christian courier in the merchant district.
Caesar, the district is riddled with secret passages and tunnels. It's impossible to patrol. Would that you'd allow me to burn it to the ground.
That would provide a perfect spot for my new pantheon. Don't just stand there, Snivellus.
But Caesar, a fire in the merchant district could kill hundreds of people.
Wonderful. Nihilus, have you a plan?
As a matter of fact, I call it the Wrath of Caesar. Perfect for those large, hard-to-start infernos.
Fascinating. Oh, I like it. Reload me.
You must get word to Ben. He's holding a meeting tonight in the merchant district. I'll do what I can to stall Nihilus. Now go.
Put your backs into it! Up the hill, boys!
Are my leaves on straight? Yeah, but you need more twigs.
Shh! Enough giggling. Trees don't giggle. Any sign of the guards?
All clear.
All clear, Ben.
Many of you ask, how long must we go on telling the stories of Jesus in secret? Well, one thing is certain. They won't be able to keep us quiet forever, any more than they could keep a blind beggar quiet when Jesus passed by. It was on the road to Jerusalem. Jesus and his disciples had to pass through the city of Jericho. And it was there that they met a blind man called Bartimaeus.
Look! It's Jesus of Nazareth.
It's Jesus.
Look!
Jesus.
Son of David! Jesus, help me! Help me! Son of David!
Be quiet.
Sit down, man.
Son of David, help me!
Call that man over here.
Get up! He's calling you!
Cheer up, he wants you.
What do you want me to do for you?
I want my sight back.
Go home. Because you have trusted me, you have been made better.
And just like that, Bartimaeus could see again.
I can see. Yes.
Cyrus, what's wrong?
I think I may be too late. There's going to be a fire.
What?
Ben, we're surrounded!
Friends, please! If we panic, it will only make things worse.
I don't think they can get much worse.
Bullseye! That will teach those Christians to defy Roman law. Reload!
Keep it coming!
Marcus, you're spilling it everywhere. Here, let me.
I could use your help, Marcus.
What are you doing here?
Hail, Nihilus. How goes the fire?
So you've come to share in my victory. Well, Nero put me in charge here, and I don't need any help from you. Stay out of my way, and you won't get hurt.
Huh?
Fire!
You call this a Roman bath? It's freezing.
My humblest apologies, Senator. I'll turn up the fire right away.
That's better.
We did it!
For the time being, but Tacticus won't be able to stall Nihilus forever.
Darius is right. We'll have to evacuate.
How? We're completely surrounded.
We all knew this day would come, and we're prepared for it. You all know what to do.
Prepare to fire!
Steady, Hannah. It's gonna be fine.
How's the evacuation going?
Mission accomplished. We're the only ones left.
Sakai, you and Helena take Mordecai and the kids to the exit point. Justin and I will dress the other wagon and meet you back at the bakery.
Go easy on Hannah, Zach. Fire makes her nervous.
You don't need to tell me. My father was a master horseman.
He drove chariots, Zach. This is a wagon full of children.
Don't worry, Uncle Mordecai. I know what I'm doing.
We've run at the catapult, sir.
If there are any more mistakes, the next flaming projectile to be launched will be you.
Helena, how can Nero be so cruel?
It's his way of punishing us because we don't always do what he tells us to do.
Why don't we?
Because sometimes you've got to do what you know is right, even if it gets you into trouble. You know, one time, when Jesus was in the synagogue, there was a man there with a paralyzed hand. It was the Sabbath, the day Jews are supposed to do no work. A group of Pharisees and members of King Herod's court were watching to see if Jesus would dare to heal this man on the Sabbath.
Stand up for everybody to see you. What is the right thing to do on the holy day? Good or evil? To make someone better or let him die?
Jesus was angry because the religious leaders were being so strict and obstinate.
Stretch out your hand.
Although they admired his powers, Many Pharisees were furious that Jesus had broken their law. Jesus knew this would get him into trouble. The Pharisees were so angry, they joined with the friends of King Herod to plot against Jesus, much like Nero plots against the Christians of Rome.
Fire!
Come on, faster, you old nag.
Zach Justin said go easy on her.
Yeah, but I can have us out of here in no time.
Zach?
Yeah! The reins!
Shouldn't we be heading the other way?
Tell that to Hannah. Whoa!
What in the world?
I can't stop her.
They're heading right into the fire!
Help us!
Fire burn bright, fire burn strong. Soon I'll build my Parthenon.
I can't quite reach.
Take my hand.
Got him! Thanks, Uncle Mordecai. I'll show her who's boss. Hannah, you will stop right now!
Hold on, kids!
We're trying!
Hannah! Whoa, girl! Whoa!
Pull the top down! You have to jump!
Marcus! Don't look down!
On 3, 1, 2, 6!
They're in!
Your turn, Helena!
Can you get any closer?
Helena, if I get any closer, I'll be driving your wagon!
We'll jump with her. Come on, Zach.
You can do it, dear!
Just don't look down!
1, 2.
6! Look out!
Hold on, Zach! I'm coming! Now, Zach!
Funny. From up here, they look just like ants, don't they?
They look like people to me.
They teach driving like that in Baker School?
Target that statue!
There must be some way out of here! We're trapped!
Uncle Mordecai, I'm sorry. This whole thing is my fault.
Chin up, Zakai. I've been in tighter scrapes than this. Though none quite this warm.
I just wanted to impress you, that's all.
Impress me? Is that why you've been acting so strangely?
I don't even deserve to wear my father's medallion.
Nonsense. Zach, your father wasn't born a great leader. He became one over time, and you will too.
I will?
Once you learn to think a little before you leap into action.
Look out!
Here comes another one!
I can hardly breathe.
If that one goes, we're done for!
Father, I've let everyone down. What should I do? Cyrus, do you think you can climb to the top of that statue?
Sure. Why?
I've got an idea. It's a long shot, but it just might work.
Anna, Justin, we'll need your help too.
Nihilus, why don't you double the load? Speed things up.
I'm in charge of this operation, Tacticus. I'll give the orders. Double the load!
Good. Now tie off the rope.
Be careful.
Quickly! We don't have much time!
Prepare to fire!
But, sir, I don't think we should.
You're not here to think. Now fire the catapult.
But, sir...
I said fire! Ah! Give me that bucket! But, sir, that's...
Oil?
Ah!
Little to the left. Now a little lower. Hold it. What if I miss again?
Then I was proud just to know you. Now give it your best. That's all anyone can do.
Now!
Now that's a shot even your father would have been proud of. To port! Now! Hard to starboard! Secure the slave.
Captain, please, we'll drown!
If this ship goes down, you go to bed, slave.
Pound the deck!
Amazing Cyrus and Anna will juggle 6 rolls.
I can't do 6. That's what you think, Anna. Catch. Ow, hot. Hey, Cyrus, I'm doing it. I knew you could.
Now that's what I call hot tossed buns.
Sorry.
And now for our main attraction, a story from the amazing Ben and Helena.
Thank you. You know, your show reminded me of a man Jesus talked about.
Was he a juggler?
No. But he did put on a show every time he prayed.
Me? Surely you can't be talking about me.
You see, among the people who were interested in what Jesus said, there were religious men called Pharisees. They worked very hard at doing the right thing, but sometimes they overdid it. One day, Jesus told a story and made sure the Pharisees were listening.
2 men came into the men's court of the temple to pray. One was a Pharisee. The other was a tax collector who worked for the Romans. The Pharisee stood on his own, where he thought he would be noticed.
Oh, Lord, I thank you that I am not like other people, greedy, dishonest, and wicked, or like this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I give 1/10 of all I earn to the temple.
And while the Pharisees prayed, the tax collector wouldn't even look up.
Oh, God, have mercy on me. I know I'm no good.
Jesus told the people that it was the tax collector, not the Pharisee, who went home forgiven.
What do you mean he was the one forgiven? I prayed the loudest. goodness, who could that be?
Everyone stay calm. Who is it?
Ben?
Titus?
Then, after the fires, I was part of a group of Christians who were sentenced to life on a slave ship, if you can call it life.
Oh, Titus.
Our father was on a slave ship. Joshua ben Judah, do you know him?
Son, there are hundreds of ships, and many of their slaves are Christians.
But still, he could have been on your ship.
You should pray he's not. Captain Hadrian would rather starve the slaves than feed them. There are dozens of men still on that ship, all in worse shape than I am.
Ben, we've got to help them.
But what can we do?
We're going to do what we can with what we have. In other words, I think it's time we took our show on the road.
Now that's what I call hot tossed buns.
And now a tribute to your glorious victory.
We are the mightiest Indians. We sail the open seas. No Roman ship can stop us, 'cause we do as we please. Uh-oh, it's the unbeatable,
undefeatable,
not real sweetable,
Hadrian the Ruthless.
Retreat!
Ramming speed!
But wait, I'm an officer. Ah!
Be careful, Justin.
Dad? Dad?
What are you doing here, boy?
I'm looking for my father.
The only thing you'll find here is trouble. Now go before you get us all killed.
Captain, one of our ships has been taken in a slave revolt. Nero orders you to set sail at once and catch them before they reach the open sea.
Cast off immediately. Sound the battle alarm.
Wait! The big finale's coming up!
Do you know my father, Joshua ben Judah? Do you know him?
All slaves to oars!
Wait! Has anyone seen my father, Joshua ben Judah?
He's not on this ship, son.
Justin!
Ben! Ben!
Hey, watch it with those oars.
Helena, what's happening?
We're going into battle if we don't get off this ship right now.
Too late! Look!
Don't worry, Zach's waiting for us.
Ben, hurry!
captain will deal with you shortly.
Wow, this is nice. Must be the captain's quarters.
How can he live like this while so many people are suffering right beneath his feet?
Yeah, Jesus said we should be kind to people.
I don't think the captain was listening when Jesus said that.
I'm afraid he's like the man who built his house on the sand.
Who?
A man Jesus talked about one day when he was teaching in Capernaum.
Everyone who listens to me and does something about it is like the man who builds his house on a rock. Then winter comes. But that house stands up to all because underneath is the rock. But whoever listens to me and does nothing is like a foolish builder. He built his house on sand, then winter came. And the rains fell, and the floods came, and the wind blew. And down came his house with a tremendous crash.
Captain on deck. So, these are the stowaways.
Actually, we were...
Quiet! I don't know why you're still on my ship, but I do know we're going into battle and everyone on this boat pulls his weight. You, take this mop. You, give water to the soldiers. You two stay here and clean. And you, what do you do?
I'm a baker.
Excellent. My cook makes the worst rolls in the Roman Navy. Absolutely indestructible. Take this baker to the galley at once.
Ben the baker reporting for duty.
Quiet, I'm fixing soup for the slaves.
I thought he was washing the dishes.
Now, that's one rotten tomato, one tiny slice of carrot. Finally, fresh chicken. Oops, too much. Always leave them wanting more. Now, what do you want?
I'm supposed to help with the bread.
Bread? Good, I can use some help. You know, everybody loves my rolls. And they really came in handy against the Assyrians.
Well, I'll do my best, sir.
Good, but remember, it's not just a roll. It's a military secret.
Get over here with that water. Just a little sip. Boy, I said over here.
Smell. It's not supposed to smell like that.
Perhaps you should taste it and tell us what we've done wrong.
But I've got so much to do.
We can finish in the kitchen for you. Take your time with the bread.
Yes, yes, good idea.
Told you to stay away from him.
He's dying of thirst.
If he doesn't row, he'll die much worse.
I'll take his place.
Take his place?
At least until he's better.
This I've got to see. Go ahead, little man. Row. Well, gentlemen, since we have new blood, let's have attack speed for a while, shall we?
You're just determined to get us killed, aren't you?
I was only trying to help.
If you want to help, keep silent and row.
this batch any better?
No, it's still too soft. Please pass the butter.
Don't worry about the boy.
Must be nice to be free.
It's not so great as you think. My dad's a slave, and I don't know where he is.
Keep your back straight and bend your knee.
That smell, it's wonderful. What is it? It's dinner. Come, eat. And then Jesus went back to Capernaum. People had heard all about him, so they came from all around the countryside to listen to him. He was teaching people about God's way.
I told you that my kingdom belongs to people who are like this.
But the place was packed. No one could get in or out.
Over here, I found a way.
Go into the...
What is it?
When Jesus saw the trust these 4 men had in him to help their friend, he said to the paralytic,
Young man, your sins are forgiven.
Why does a man say things like that? Only God can forgive sins.
Is it easier to say to this man, your sins are forgiven, or get up, pick up your mat and walk? Stand up, take your mat, and walk home.
We've never seen anything like this.
I can stand.
Amazing!
Incredible.
That was an amazing story, Ben, and an amazing dinner.
Justin, the name's Andrew. You did a good thing, rowing for Caleb today. I'm sure wherever your father is, he would be very proud.
I'm not even sure if he's still alive.
All slaves to oars!
What's happening?
We're under attack! It's the rebel ship.
And it's headed right at us.
Port oars in. Hard to starboard. Bring her about now.
Port oars in!
To port now!
Sir, some of the oars were damaged in the last pass.
They're coming back around.
Prepare to be boarded.
Man your posts. In position.
Where'd it go? I don't know. I don't see it.
I do.
Give me your hand, Zakai!
Whoa! Ben!
Hold on, son! We'll get to you somehow!
Hello? Can I get a hand? Ow! That's not what I had in mind.
Come on, we can make it out through the kitchen.
Good old Festus, calm as he can be.
Listen!
Who is it, Justin?
The slaves! They're still chained up! They'll drown!
I saw some keys in the captain's quarters.
Let's go!
It's locked.
It won't budge!
Look out! Ramming speed!
Good work, Marcus!
Got him!
Helena, you and the kids get to the other ship. Justin and I will see to the slaves.
Be careful.
We will!
Ben, look out!
No! I think I can make it!
Give me a hand! Easy, easy! Over here! Quick! After me! We're drowning here! Get the keys, quick!
Justin!
Andrew, I've got the keys!
Start with them.
Everybody, hold on!
Hurry!
Andrew!
Justin, save yourself!
Andrew!
Go!
Justin! Come on!
And all thanks to young Justin here.
Well done, lad.
I mean, there we were, the sea pouring in up to our throats, when suddenly the door bursts open, and in comes the boy with a fistful of keys.
Justin? I said I didn't know your father, but here's someone who does. Justin, I'd like you to meet our captain, Micah ben Tolov.
So, you're the son of Joshua ben Judah.
You know him?
Know him? I'll never forget him. Your father saved my life once. Last I heard, he'd escaped from his ship and was searching for your mother on the farms of Carthage. I've never met a braver man. You're just like him. Once off the coast of Egypt, he and I went...
I said after them! After them! By the way, what's for dinner?
Looks like we are!
Stars are so bright.
A little too bright, Anna. Nero's guards could spot us a mile away. We never should have taken this road in the first place.
Don't worry, Zach. Our friends in Ostia assure me that if anyone can get us there safely, it's Milo.
I don't see how. He's as old as the hills, deaf as a stone, and he talks to his horse.
No. You've got it all wrong, Regis. We go left at the next junction, not right.
Huh?
Ben, why are we going all the way to Ostia for a story meeting?
Because it's too dangerous in Rome, Marcus. As more people become Christians, Nero sends even more guards to try and catch us.
What's that, Regis? Roman guards? Well, I sure don't smell any guards.
Oh, that's a relief. Milo doesn't smell any.
Guards!
Guess you were right, Regis. Hold on, everybody! Whoa!
After them! Help them!
There they go! They're gaining on us!
Don't worry, I'll lose them. If you've got any tricks up your sleeve, you'd better use them right now.
Right? Only a half-witted goat with blinkers on would go right. We want to go left.
Are you trying to get us killed?
Sit down.
Look out!
Whoa, Regis! What a ride!
Is everyone all right?
I think so.
Well, the wagon's not. So much for the story meeting. We'll never get to Ostia now.
Don't be so sure. I said I'd get you folks to Ostia, and I mean to do just that. Just stay out of what's left of my hair, and we'll be on our way again in no time.
I'm cold.
I think we can do something about that.
Where'd the leaders in Ostia find that old smuggler anyway?
No one knows much about Milo, except that he's traveled just about every road, footpath, and goat trail in the Empire.
There goes another one. Wow. Why do stars fall, Ben?
I couldn't tell you, Marcus. That's a question for the Magi.
Who?
Magi are men who study the stars. In fact, a group of them play an important part in one of my favorite stories. A long time ago, when my father was still just a boy, several Magi discovered a new star. They knew the star meant a special king had been born. So they decided to follow the star to Israel in hope of finding him. The Magi traveled for nearly 2 years before finally arriving in Israel's capital city, Jerusalem. Unfortunately, there was another king living in Israel at the time, and his name was Herod. He was a vain, cruel, moody man who lived in constant fear.
Someone is trying to steal my throne. I know it.
He would do anything, even kill his own wife and family, to remain king. The visit of the Magi did little to comfort him.
Great king.
We have come to worship the child who was born to be the King of the Jews. Do you know where we may find him?
I am King of the Jews. Their only king. Where can I find the other king of which they spoke?
In Bethlehem, as the prophet Micah wrote hundreds of years ago.
Herod immediately called for another meeting with the Magi.
The child you seek is in Bethlehem. When you find him, come back and tell me where he is. For I would like to worship him too.
And so, the Magi traveled to nearby Bethlehem. The child they had come to see was now 2 years old. He was staying in Bethlehem with his parents, Joseph and Mary. The Magi opened the gifts they had brought for him. Gold fit for a king. frankincense for worship, and myrrh. This last gift was a strange one. Myrrh is usually used in the burial of the dead. Perhaps the Magi knew that much sorrow would come to this little boy. And then, just as suddenly as they had arrived, they left. No one knows where they went, but one thing is certain. They didn't return to Herod's palace.
Yes? Well?
Still no word from the Magi, Your Majesty.
When Herod realized the Magi had tricked him, he flew into one of his terrible rages.
Those meddling sorcerers are trying to hide the child from me. So be it. By the time I'm finished, they'll wish they delivered him to me on a plate. Assemble your men. They are to scour the city of Bethlehem and kill every male child under the age of 2.
But, Your Majesty...
No one must escape alive. Do you understand? That's an order!
Yes, Herod.
How did Joseph and Mary escape, Ben?
Yeah, Ben. Finish the story.
Well, the same night that King Herod ordered his men to kill the newborn children, Joseph was warned by an angel of the Lord in a terrible dream.
And King of the Jews, their only king.
Joseph and Mary knew from the dream that they had to escape. And they didn't have much time. For sure enough, Herod's men carried out their orders. Though Joseph, Mary, and Jesus managed to escape, the sound of weeping mothers that night was a sad sound indeed. And so the family made their way to Egypt.
Wow, King Herod was even worse than Nero. At least Joseph, Mary, and Jesus didn't get caught.
Yeah, well, we might not be so lucky if those guards decide to double back. I'll see what's taking so long.
No, Regis, you've got it all wrong. 2 rabbis walk into a tavern, and they've got a duck.
I hate to interrupt, but how's the wheel coming?
And the first rabbi asked the innkeeper if he serves ducks.
What am I doing? This old coot couldn't hear a thunderbolt if it hit him in the ear.
Watch it, Sonny. It's a long walk to Ostia.
Whoever heard of driving down a riverbed? Was this your idea, or did Regis suggest it?
Very funny. He's just a horse. No, there's nothing wrong with being a horse. I'm just saying.
One thing's for sure, Nero's guards will never spot us down here.
Exactly. Laddie boy, I know these parts better than an old dog knows his fleas. You can take it from me, there's absolutely no quicker way to Caesarea Philippi than straight down this riverbed.
But we're going to Ostia.
I know that.
Psst.
Helena, were you ever in Bethlehem?
No, but my parents once passed through Nazareth. That's the town in Judea where Joseph and Mary lived.
But I thought Jesus was born in Bethlehem.
He was, but the story really begins before that. You see, in those days, Joseph worked as a carpenter. He had just become engaged to Mary, who lived nearby. Now, Nazareth is only a small town. For that matter, Israel is only a small country. And as Ben will tell you, the people have always hated being ruled by the Roman emperor. Just like today, they longed to be free and dreamed of the day God would send them a great leader. Some prepared to fight, and others, like Mary, prayed.
Peace be with you, Mary. The Lord is with you and has blessed you.
Mary was confused by the voice and wondered what it meant.
God is pleased with you. You will have a son, and will call him Jesus. God will make him a king, and his kingdom will never end.
But how can this happen, since I am still a virgin?
There is nothing God cannot do. His Spirit will come to you, and his powers will rest on you. The child will be a holy child. He will be called the Son of God.
I am the Lord's servant. Let it happen to me as you have said.
And so it did. Mary soon learned she was going to have a baby. Because they were not yet married, Joseph thought the right thing to do was break off their engagement quietly.
Hey, why are we stopping here?
You folks stay here. I'll be right back.
Wait, where are you going?
Where's it look like I'm going? I have to talk to someone inside to get the location of this secret meeting of yours.
I don't like this, Ben. It could be a trap.
Milo's brought us this far. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
That's what I'm afraid of.
There they are.
That was really close.
Ben, let's get out of here. We can find the meeting on our own.
Milo said he'd be back. I think we should trust him.
Me too.
We'll wait just a while longer.
But Ben!
Why don't you continue with the story, Helena?
Well, one night, not long after he had called off the wedding, Joseph had a dream.
Joseph, you must not be afraid to wed Mary. God is the father of her baby, and you shall call him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins.
The next morning, Joseph decided to go ahead with the wedding as planned. Shortly before the baby was due, the Roman emperor sent out an order to every country in his empire. Hoping to make it easier to collect taxes, he ordered the people to put their names on a register. This really upset many Jews. It reminded them they were not free.
Signed, Caesar Augustus. Samuel.
Benjamin.
Saul.
To prevent riots, the emperor ordered everyone to return to the place where they were born to register. This meant that Joseph had to go south to Bethlehem in the province of Judea. Bethlehem is known as the City of David because it is the place where the great shepherd King David was born. By the time Joseph and Mary arrived in Bethlehem, the baby was ready to be born. But the town was so crowded that when they finally found a place, there was no room left. And the baby had to be born in the stable.
Oh dear, we've come to help you. You just lie back. That's it. You just wait outside. It won't be long.
They wrapped the baby in cloths and laid him in the manger. Not far away, a group of shepherds were tending their flock.
Don't be afraid. I have good news for you. Today your Savior has been born, who is Christ the Lord. You will find him in the town, lying in a manger.
It's the Lord who sent this message.
We must go to Bethlehem.
The shepherds told Mary and Joseph what they had heard about Jesus. Mary kept the things she had heard deep in her heart and continued to think about them. 8 days later, Mary and Joseph named their child Jesus, just as God's messenger had told them to do. Do you know one of my favorite things about that story? Ordinary shepherds were among the first to see Jesus.
I think that's my favorite story, Helena.
Mine, too.
I knew it was a trap. You tricked us, Milo.
Now, hold on, lad. This soldier's a friend, and he's going to personally escort you to the meeting place. It's just a short walk from here.
He'll escort us right to the lions. That's where he'll escort us.
You must be Zacchaeus. He's just as you described him, Ben. A little taller, maybe.
Cassius? Cassius Marcellus. I thought I recognized that laugh. You can relax, Zach. Cassius and I are old friends. Don't look so surprised, everyone. Tacticus isn't the only Christian in the Roman Guard. I don't know what we would have done without you, Milo.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Oh, no, it was nothing.
No, it was something.
Oh, my.
Goodbye, Milo. Take care.
Bye, Milo. Bye, Regis.
Safe journey.
Come. Our meeting place is filled with friends, and they're anxious to hear your stories.
Milo, wait!
What is it, lad? Forget something?
Well, yes. I forgot to thank you, and I owe you an apology.
Ah, you were just looking out for your friends.
Yes, but I think I went a little too far.
A trip like this makes everyone a little jittery. Why, once a long time ago, a family hired me to take them across the desert road to Egypt. Real nice folks. but they'd gotten themselves into some kind of trouble, and they were scared silly I was going to turn them in.
Zach?
I wish I could remember their names. Jared and Myra? No, that's not it.
Zach, come on.
Milo, I have to go. But thanks again for everything.
They had a little boy with them. Jason and Miriam. No. Oh, that's right, Regis. Joseph and Mary. I wonder whatever happened to those folks.
With you. All right, move him out.
I wish this thunder would stop. I know what you mean, Anna. Justin, do you think it's raining where Mom and Dad are?
Marcus.
Don't worry, Marcus. We'll find them one day. And until we do, we'll just keep looking.
Really?
Like a shepherd looks for his lost sheep. You remember the story Jesus told? When he was walking in Galilee.
Suppose you're a sheep farmer and you have 100 sheep in your flock.
97, 98, 99.
But there's one missing. You won't say there's only one missing. You'll go and look for it. And you'll not give up until you find it. When you find your lost sheep, you're overjoyed. So are all your neighbors. They celebrate with you because you have found your lost sheep.
And that's how happy God is when anyone decides to follow Jesus. Good night, my little lambs.
Hey, Justin, do you want to play hide and sheep?
Huh?
You be the shepherd and I'll be the sheep, like in Helena's story.
That's hide and seek, Marcus. And I can't. I'm helping Ben with the gingerbread.
Hey, Anna and Cyrus, do you want to play hide and seek? Sorry, we can't. We're making icing. Fine, I'll go play by myself. Hey, Fastus, you're almost a sheep. Okay, now you hide, and I'll come find you. 1, 6, 3, 4, 2. Ready or not, here I come. two come from? You're hungry, aren't you? Stay here. I'll go get some milk. Can I please have some milk?
You know where it is, Marcus.
Thanks, Helena. Hey, I have an idea. We could play hide and seek. Since I already found you, it's your turn to find me. Okay, come find me. Uh-oh. Marcus?
What happened in here?
I was just playing hide and seek with the kittens.
Kittens? What kittens?
Maybe the cubs belong to an African king.
Your Majesty!
Maybe they came from a circus. Look, I can train them.
And what if they belong to Nero? You know what he does with them.
Oh, come on, Zach. They're too little to eat Christians.
Oh yeah? They're getting a pretty good start on me.
Stop that, Leo. Be nice like Theo. Can we keep them, Ben? Please? They don't have anyone to take care of them.
Well, all right, but only until we find their real home. Agreed?
Hey!
But what do we feed them?
Anything but me.
Starve the bears to madness. I want them fierce and foaming at the mouth when we release them on the Christians.
Yes, Crassus. Starve and foam.
The lion, however, should be well fed, but beaten.
Right. Feed and beat.
And straighten these bars before the lion cubs. Phlebas, where are my cubs?
Well, surely they must be here somewhere.
Or maybe, and this is just a wild guess, they've escaped! Bring out the dogs! You find those cubs or I'll feed you to their mother.
I know how you feel. I don't know where my parents are either. But don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. Just like Ben and Helena take care of me. Nobody's ever gonna hurt you.
There! That's where the elephant smashed the cage.
It's no use. The rain's washed away any scent of the cubs.
Then back to the docks. We'll retrace our steps from there.
Fastus, would you like more roast quail? Leo and Theo, stop that! Anna, don't yell at the cubs. Ben and Helena don't yell at us. I'm sorry. Hey, stop it!
Hail, Amicus!
Ah, Ben, good to see you. But I'm afraid there's no show today.
Well, that's not why we're here. I was hoping you could help me with a little problem. Actually, two little problems.
Of course, Ben. Anything at all.
We were wondering if you lost 2 lion cubs.
Lion cubs? You had the lion cubs? Ben, they belong to Nero. They're being trained by Crassus for the Imperial Games.
I knew it.
Nobody can keep lions anymore, except Nero. That's why I'm closing up. When feeding Christians to lions is entertainment, it's time to move on.
If you can't have lions, then what's in there?
Mangler, give us your fearsome roar. Crassus didn't want him. Said he was too old. When they took Mangler's family, they took away his pride. He's been like this for years.
Well, what do we do with the cubs?
I wish I could help, but I'm sailing back to Africa tomorrow night.
Did you say Africa?
Oh, no. No. Ben, if I were to get caught with Nero's cubs... I'm not afraid for myself, but Salim is the captain of the boat, and I know he'd never allow it.
2 cubs to Africa? No problem. Oh? Now, will you be paying in gold, silver, or precious gems? Is that it?
Of course not.
We have this gingerbread, too.
Gingerbread?
It's really good.
I'm sorry, my friends. Really? You don't say. Are you sure? Welcome, brother. My wife says you're Ben, the Christian storykeeper. We are Christians just like you.
Does that mean you'll take the cubs for free?
Absolutely not. Your Ben can pay with something far more valuable than gold. A story for my family.
And everywhere Jesus went, crowds flocked to see him. Whenever he reached a village, people would bring out their sick children, people who could not walk, and those with other ailments as well. They all wanted Jesus to touch them. One day, some people brought out a man who could not hear or speak. They wanted Jesus to touch him also. Jesus took the man away by himself.
Epaphatha, be opened.
The man began to stutter. I can speak. I can hear.
I can hear! I can speak!
Jesus told the man to keep it a secret. But could you have?
I can hear! I can speak!
How well he does everything.
Wow, he can make people hear.
And speak.
And so the story just spread and spread.
And it's going to keep spreading too, because I'm going to tell everyone back home. So, it's all set. Just have the cubs here by midnight tomorrow. Good gingerbread.
Well, Ben, you did it.
Yes, Cyrus, but how do we tell poor Marcus?
Never mind Marcus. Those little cubs ruined my toga. It's not funny.
No, Marcus, it's time for their nap. But they should pray before they sleep. Okay, now give me your paws. Dear God, thank you for letting me find Leo and Theo. And thank you for Ben and Helena. And for letting us all come and live with them. Amen.
Marcus, we need to talk.
It's not fair. I promised I'd take care of them.
But Marcus, we have to think about what's best for the cubs.
We agreed to keep them till we found a home for them, right? Well, we found a home for them. In Africa, where Nero and his trainers can never touch them.
So, I have to let them go?
I'm afraid so, dear.
Amicus will be here soon to take them where they'll be happy and free.
Marcus, why don't you take a moment to say goodbye to the cubs?
Okay. I'm sure gonna miss you.
Ah, that must be Amicus.
Oh, and here's for taking such good care of the cubs.
We don't want your money!
Oh no, he's got the cubs too?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm afraid I have more bad news. Crassus also has their mother.
Then we've got to rescue them. All of them.
Marcus, you don't know what you're saying. It's too risky.
But Helena said if you lose your sheep, you have to go find it.
He has a point, my friend.
Ben, you can't be serious. I know that place. Even if you get in, Crassus has guards everywhere. And how do you expect to handle an adult lion? That requires someone with skill, training, experience.
And, most importantly, a big enough wagon and a cage.
How did I let you talk me into this? Ben, if we get caught, I'll lose everything.
Amicus, there's a difference between losing and giving. Thanks to you and your wagon, hundreds of Christians will never have to face these lions.
You think I can really make such a difference?
Of course. You remember what Jesus said about the widow's mite?
What did he say? Tell us, Ben.
Well, once, when Jesus was in Jerusalem, he was sitting near the great collection bowl in the temple. Many rich people put in great gifts. Some made a big show of it. Another gave bags of money that were so large, everyone was sure to see what he put in. Then a poor widow came along. The woman had put in 2 small copper coins.
You see that poor woman? She has given more to God than all the wealthy people combined.
But some of his disciples didn't understand why that was.
The rich had plenty to spare, but the woman had very little to give. Yet she gave all that she had, even money she needed for food.
That's why the widow's coins were the greater gift.
Huh. I never thought my little circus could be so important.
Well, here we are. You all know what to do.
What is this thing? It's an elephant horn.
All right. Brace yourselves. That was for practice.
Hey, I think we're supposed to take this out.
Now, Amicus!
Leo! Theo!
All right, Chewie, it's showtime!
Amicus, are you in position? Go!
Okay. Let your mom know you're here.
Got her!
Guards, bring the dogs!
Amicus, hang on! There's a big bump up ahead!
Wow! Thanks for the warning.
Here they come! Prepare to cast off!
Just a little more slack and I'll have it.
Well, if it isn't Amicus and his little traveling circus. Traveling away with my lions, are you?
We're sending them home.
Oh, they're going home, all right. Take them!
Mangler?
Back here, you cowards! Wait, I remember you. You're that toothless, flea-bitten has-been. Back! Back! I'm warning you! No!
Chewy, Mangler, good work.
It looks like Mangler's found his pride again.
Well, Leo and Theo, looks like you found your family after all. Maybe one day I'll find mine, too.
Don't fool me. You'd eat me if you could.
Stand clear!
Bye! Hey, let go!